Hello, and I continue the video. Today we're gonna take a look at the Shadow Mewtwo in the Kanto Cup. I did a poll like a week ago or whatever, which Pokemon you wanted to see, and like actually Shadow Mewtwo was winning there, but this was for the Retro Cup. Now we're gonna go into the Kanto Cup because I actually did the Shadow Latias because I think it made more sense, because now I can take a look at the Shadow Mewtwo. What you're also gonna see here right now is that this video is only around 12 minutes long. I have a question for you. What is your preferred like video length for like Pokemon Go videos? I'm not 100% sure if I should always go like for the 15-minute mark. That was basically always what I try to achieve, like around 15 minutes. Here I'm now going to try to take a look at how it is for like 12 minutes. I think cutting down the time might be a little bit better for some people, because like the attention span of a lot of people is not that long. Like usually shorter videos are doing better on YouTube and like are better for people. For me, it's always kind of the weird kind of question there, because I always try to get as many gameplay in there so like I can showcase a team. But for example here, this is of course not a team that you're gonna try to build as well. Look at this, by the way. This was way more insane than it looked like right now. I like basically, if you think about it, my opponent swapped into me. He needs 5 turns, like 5 moves to get to their charge move. I need 5 turns to go to my charge move. I swapped perfectly at the same instant as my opponent swapped out there, because otherwise there was no way I would have won the game and won the MP tie there, because my opponent would have had like a 1 turn advantage or whatever. So like winning this game was way more insane than it looked like, which is kind of sad because like it didn't really look that crazy. But yeah, like what is your preferred video length for those videos here? Usually I go for 15 minutes. I don't know if like 12 minutes would be more ideal for some. I know that some went down just because like the viewer attention is a little bit higher with this. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Would be something that I'm really interested in, as I'm always trying to improve my content. If you have something else which I can improve, always down in the comment section. I'm welcoming any criticism whatsoever. And I'm gonna try to fix stuff if I can. Of course, what do I face a lot of times when I build a team that's basically double Psychic in the back with a Charmeleon on the lead that's supposed to counter those dark types. Of course, a lot of dark poison types, which is kind of annoying, as those are very good against this team. There's not really an answer for like a Load and Grimer, and of course I faced like 20,000 times. Because why not? We see the opponent going for Brave Bird. I'm gonna try to wait out the clock there to catch in time with my Mewtwo until the Wigglytuff, but it will not work. Like you see already, the time is already up. Like there was nothing I can do. Nothing I can do in this game at all. Grimer is like a complete hard wall for everything on my team. There's nothing I can do whatsoever. We see a Sandslash. This is also horrible for me, especially if it has Shadow Claw. I was like thinking, okay, most likely it's gonna have the Powder Snow, because Powder Snow is actually better in this meta. I don't think that you should run the Shadow Claw, to be honest, but against my team, Shadow Claw is good. So, yeah, this thing is awkward to deal with. There's not a lot that I can do against this thing, and I have to kind of shield up everything here, and I'm gonna try to now throw a lining on his potential Ice Punch here, which doesn't really matter too much anyway. He's gonna shield everything anyway. I'm just gonna go for the Wild Charge here, trying to KO this thing, but they're gonna shield up. So this game is already also a little bit awkward. And yeah, this team didn't win well whatsoever. What a surprise. Shadow Mewtwo is not that good. It's ranked 40 actually in the Kanto Cup here. But you have to get into the alignment, and like it's ranked 40, I think, in the one-shield scenario, which is good for a lot of times. Or like usually like in the two-shield it nearly loses everything because it just doesn't have the bulk. I'm gonna try to farm on my opponent. We see the Hypno coming in. Can we actually one-shot this thing with a Shadow Ball? Can we one-shot a Hypno with a Shadow Ball from a Shadow Mewtwo? The answer is no. And this is really, really sad, because I think Shadow Mewtwo would be so much better if it could, because like Hypno is so common. You would be able to get some extra energy there. You would be able to most likely win the game. As you can see here, we had a Nidoqueen in the back. If we would have one-shot this thing, we would have been fine. But no, like you cannot one-shot a normal Hypno in Great League with a Shadow Mewtwo and a super effective Shadow Ball, which is really, really sad. We see a Mirror coming in. I'm gonna swap out into my Mew, as we have Surf and we have a Wigglytuff coming in here. I think I completely misplayed this. Yep, I completely throw this game. As you're gonna see here, I also played horrible, to be honest. I'm gonna try to go for the Wild Charge there, and I overfarmed by 1 too much, which means now that I completely lost this game anyway. Like there is nothing I can do anymore, because I completely threw the game and didn't throw my charge moves. Like, I'm still kinda used to the old system, I guess, of the game being bugged. Give me a few days. My goal, by the way, of hitting Legend is for the next Go Battle Day. Next Go Battle Day in a week, I think I'm gonna be able to hit Legend there, because we have basically 40 sets in 2 days. And usually my problem of my elo right now is that I'm gonna tank all the time at a Tuesday, because on Tuesday, like on the Wednesday afterwards, we're gonna have the new league reveal, like new league coming in. But for me, it's always 10 PM, so I cannot take a lot of time to do my set. So I can only basically allow myself to have 0 queue times. So I always have to tank the day prior, which is kind of annoying, because then your elo is low and then I cannot make a video in time. And I always need to do like videos in the beginning especially, and I need all my sets in the beginning especially. So yeah, it's kind of awkward. I always try to do 5 sets at least in the 2 hours that I have there, and I really need to have no queue times basically. We see the Mew gonna be able to go for a surf against this Nolan merge, and we see a Mera coming in. We're gonna go into our Shadow Mewtwo. We're gonna go for the Side Strike here. Side Strike coming through. Does my opponent let this go through? They do not. They're gonna shield this up, and I'm gonna try to get to another Side Strike, of course, as we see that my opponent goes for the bait move here with the Bone Club, which is smart. And we can still go for one more Side Strike. I think I should have went for one more quick move, to be honest, because now my opponent's still gonna throw anyway. And they gonna undercharge this because they wanted to get more charge with the Raichu, which still doesn't really help them too much. I think it actually lost them the game more than it won them the game, because now they're gonna have to go for 2 Thunder Punches easily, and like they just got charmed down there. We actually won a game, hell yeah! Normal Sandslash in the lead. And I'm sorry, but I think this might be a viewer of mine, because this is actually a team that I had in my top team videos, but not with the Shadow version. I don't like the Shadow Electrode because of exactly this matchup here. I can just chum down. The normal Electrode would have got to 2 moves. The Shadow Electrode doesn't get to 2 moves, which is a huge deal actually. But I expect my opponent to have a champ in the back at this point of time, because this was the team that I used last time, which worked really, really well, which I think is really, really good. But here you have basically the toughest lead that you can have, and the backline is also really tough for the team. It's kind of hard counter, and of course the Shadow Electrode is not as good as the normal Electrode, sadly, as we're gonna be able to farm down this Sandslash, and we're gonna see that my opponent gonna have, of course, the Machamp in the back, as expected. We're gonna go for the Surf. We're kind of forcing him to go for a move basically immediately when they get to the move, because then we can force my opponent to have a CMP tie with my Mewtwo, and of course a Shadow Mewtwo gonna win CMP tie against every Pokemon in this meta. Like Larry, I don't think there's a single Pokemon that can win a CMP tie against Mewtwo. Like honestly, I don't think there's a single Pokemon that loses that wins CMP against Mewtwo in the Kanto Cup. Don't think there's, like literally, I couldn't think about any of them. We see a Machamp in the lead. Very nice for us. A very good lead for us. We see my opponent going into a Blastoise. We're gonna go into a Mew, and we play it super risky, which I kind of regret in hindsight. I'm just gonna let this move go through, which is most likely not the right play, but I have like good answers against Machamp anyway. And I'm gonna go for 2 wild charges. You see my HP stat here already. I am so low, 1 HP in a dream, but I still get to the second wild charge, which is amazing and super important, as we're gonna basically get both shields from my opponent. They can realign. I don't really care too much about this. I can just let, I mean, I'm gonna shit this one. I think I would let the next one go through, as I can farm all the way down here. Yeah, I'm gonna let this go through, and I think I'm gonna swap into my Mewtwo, because I know that I'm gonna be able to handle everything with my Mewtwo anyway. And I can farm him down. We see the Sandslash coming in with the Shadow Claw, and it's gonna be a little bit tough, to be honest, as we're gonna see the Shadow Ball not gonna do as much as I wanted it to do. And now they can farm me down. I have to get the Charm through. I get the Charm through. I'm gonna be able to shield this up. Can we actually farm down my opponent in time and get to a move against the Machamp? We will not be able to. Sandslash is awkward to deal with this team in general as well. Sandslash is not the best, but this is more a meme team anyway. Of course, we want to play Mew and Mewtwo together on one team. We see the Beedrill in the lead, horrible lead for us again. We go into our Mew, we see the Lickitung coming in. It's not looking too good. We're gonna try to go for wild charges, but we seem to get completely hardwalled here again. Like nothing I can do here, to be honest. Like what am I supposed to do? We have just a horrible lead, basically the worst possible lead, and we see the Lickitung coming in, which is basically the worst possible save swap. Thanks for that. We at least get him low, but there is no way you can do anything against a Lickitung with your Mew. Like there's literally no way. As they're gonna be able to go for 2 more body slams. Oh no, only 1 more body slam here. We see the opponent going into the Blastoise, and there was a 1 chance that I still saw here, which maybe comes through. if they shield up both of the moves here, they're gonna be able to, like, we're gonna be able maybe to farm down with my Wigglytuff and get to a move against the Beedrill, but I'm not 100% sure. Do they let this go? Smart way would be to let this go, but they are not very clever here. And they're gonna shield this up, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. There's nothing I can do anymore. Like, for them it would be smarter to just let it go through and basically clean this game with the Beedrill. They're gonna swap into the Beedrill. Can we see how much Ice Beam still does here? We will definitely survive this X-Scissor here, and the Ice Beam comes through. Would have we be able to KO this thing? Can I talk? No, we wouldn't. And they would have still KO'd us here, so like there was nothing I can do anyway. But I think this game gonna go way better, right? We see Sandslash in the lead, horrible lead already, thanks for that. We see at least the Shadow Claw, and now I learned that I'm gonna just stay in this matchup, because you actually win the Zero Shield scenario with the Wigglytuff. There's nothing they can do about this one. I can just go for the Charm, I can go for the Charm, I can go for the Charm, and I'm gonna be able to win this matchup pretty easily in the Zero Shield scenario. So we can go for one play rough here, and they're gonna have to shield this up, otherwise I'm gonna be able to win this matchup. And they're gonna shield up, which is fine for me. They're gonna swap into their Muk, and I have no answer for the Muk either, so we're basically getting completely hardwalled right now. But it is fine, as we're gonna be able to go for some extra charms. And we are CMP tying here, and we lose CMP against a Muk, something that I actually didn't know prior. As they go for the Dark Pulse, I'm gonna go for the Shadow Claw down with my Mew, and we gonna go for the Surf in time when they throw their move. If they want to shield, they can shield, they want to shield, and at this point of time I can just shield up as well. I think my opponent has a move stored onto their Sandslash here. Yes, they have, so I'm gonna have to go for one Surf here still, but I should be able to outspeed him here at least to the next move, and this should KO my opponent. As we see the Surf coming through, we're gonna swap out into our Mewtwo immediately. What do they have in the bag? They're gonna have a Hypno in the bag. And we know already that Shadow Ball doesn't one-shot, but we still have our Mew in the bag, and this is all that I really wanted anyway. But also, you know what also doesn't one-shot? The Fire Punch or the punch of my opponent at this range. So we're gonna be able to win this game pretty easily just with our Mewtwo. Thanks for watching, see you next video, have a great rest of your day. Let me know in the comment section if you like those shorter videos more than the longer videos, and bye!